to hear first just the 30-second elevator pitch about Inside Job. Tell me about your book.
Okay, it's really based on the premise you're only as good as the thoughts you think. So are we creating the environment, the culture where we are tapping into our creative genius so that we're delivering out of our authentic self? That's really what it's about.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. And what prompted you to write this book?
I think everybody's got a book within them, but I think, from my own self-development journey and working with various different entrepreneurs, thought leaders, creative startups, utilizing the different strategies, mindset shifts, blueprints that I've used in my own life and also my clients' lives, it just made sense, to be able to put it into a book and try and get it into as many hands as possible. What you shouldn't have to pay, my one-to-one mentoring fees, just so that you can implement some of these strategies. Yeah, so straight into a book.
Great. Well, I'll be sharing at the end a little tile card that will have your book information on it, and I'm excited for anyone who watches this to find you on Amazon and get those great tools.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So now I want to hear a little bit more about what I like to call a leadership crucible. So tell me about the most stressful moment of your career. What happened? How did you feel? And what was on the line?
Okay, so I think it's really important as an entrepreneur, business owner, that you look to evolve and you look to reinvent yourself. Now, when I first branched out into the big bad world of entrepreneurship, creating my own wealth and standing on my own 2 feet, I utilized my skills and background, which was in hospitality. So I used to work in restaurant, pubs, and hotels. So when I first branched out, I branched out as a hospitality consultant. I focused on what I was good at. I had 10 plus years of experience of managing and leading people within a hospitality kind of environment. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna start helping independent restaurant, pub, and hotel owners. But when I was doing it, it was right in the crux of the recession, and everybody I was prospecting to and talking to, they were like, Mark, actually, we just want to sell our business, and so they were reluctant, to invest money in me in terms of turning their establishment round or actually building on their current success. So that was quite stressful because I'd given up my well-paid job. It was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. I just had a big desire, to create my own wealth and to kind of journey, stand on my own 2 feet, and it didn't really work out. I did have some joy, but fundamentally you've got to evolve, you've got to reinvent yourself. So that was definitely a big stress, because I had young children to feed, and it was a massive challenge.
And is there a specific moment when you remember thinking, wow, this might not work?
Yeah, I mean, the proof's in the pudding, Jessica, because you haven't got a business unless somebody's willing to pay you for what you have, and so you can't flog a dead horse. I'm very much about, not quitting and persevering, but then you also have to have the wisdom and the maturity, really, to be able to take a step back and actually say, what, this isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, the key really is you've got to find a solution that affects 1 billion people. The more people that it affects, the greater the opportunity of your business absolutely flying. But too many people, they just kind of find a business, a product, or a service, and it only resolves a problem that affects a few hundred or maybe a few thousand. But if you can find something that affects loads and loads of people, then it's much more scalable to be able to scale up and actually make, some decent money out of that and increase your influence.
So what did you learn from this stressful experience? How did it point you to more success?
Yeah, well, I think in the very essence of an entrepreneur is this ability to problem solve, to think outside of the box. And so that was paramount, for me. So, if I think of somebody like Thomas Edison, who tried so many different times, to create the light bulb, and yet, he basically said, I found so many ways in which it didn't work, which is exactly the right sort of attitude to have. So I learned kind of what didn't work, either wrong timing or wrong product, wrong service. And then, because I'm not a quitter, because I believe in who I am and what I need to, establish, That's when I went on a massive, personal development, journey, because really too many people focus on what's out here, but the magic's already inside you. Everybody has absolutely everything they need within them. It's just about, getting it out of yourself.
Absolutely. So what's one tool you could share for helping people find that magic within?
Well, I always talk about finding the inner sniper, and I use this formula in terms of, say, take somebody like Michael Phelps, who's the most decorated Olympian, of all time. Now, his inner sniper is in the shape of a swimming pool. Now, interestingly, even with Michael, he's been in the press for some bad stuff, some DUIs. So, interestingly, if you are in the wrong environment, then actually you end up, creating problems and issues for yourself. But if you can find the environment which helps you flourish and execute with distinction, then that's really like the key. And that's what I talk about a lot in the Inside Job, in terms of finding that environment, that culture where you're really able, just to be able to execute.
Mm. And what's that environment or culture for you?
So the environment and culture for me is very much in the rounds of, people development. I surrounding myself with people that have that juice and that energy and that drive, that they want to be better, that they want to contribute. I'm always interested with people that are driven by influence, because for me, Jessica, that's my biggest driver. I want to influence people in a positive way. The more people that I can influence, the more excited, more fulfilled I feel. So my pool is very much in that whole sphere of being with people that are change agents. They're thought leaders. They're able to journey beyond. They're able to test the boundaries. Go above and beyond. The normal.
Great. So I'm going to move into our wellness portion. And through Executive Sutra, I share a lot of tips on converting stress into opportunity and staying at your best, both in your business and beyond. And I'd love to hear from you, any secrets that you have for those watching on how to have a healthy business and healthy body, mind, and heart.
Very good. So I'm a big advocate, Jessica, for breaks lead to breakthroughs. One of my chapters in my book is called Sleep Hour and Timeouts, and how important it is that we have those areas of rest in order to be able to launch and to be able to continue those high levels of performance. Because I think, you look at an Olympian, they're meticulous in terms of they get up, they're regimented in terms of what they eat, what they drink, what time they go to bed, what time they take time to switch off. It's just really, really important to be able to have that, to be able to have that focus where you are meticulously working, but you need to enter into that place of rest, because I think, you can only give out what you've got.
Yes.
And if you're constantly running on empty, then you're really struggling. So that's certainly one, breaks lead to breakthroughs, taking that time out.
I love that. Breaks lead to breakthroughs. I'm going to use that. I found for myself that when I'm really having a hard time being creative and making new content, the best thing to do is to take a short nap.
Absolutely. 20 minutes, bang, yeah, right on the money. Just perfect.
Great. Thank you so much, Mark. It's been really a pleasure to hear your leadership crucible and how you went from stress to success, plus your tip on wellness and how breaks lead to breakthroughs.
Thank you.
So I'm going to show a little card that has your information on it, and I encourage everyone to check out marksefton.com as well as his book Inside Job on Amazon.
Thank you.